building up that. Mainly lots of.
Hey, and welcome to episode 8 of the Stringing It Together podcast. My name is Becky, otherwise known as Sopranoknits in most social media places, so Instagram and Ravelry and Periscope. Not very often, but every once in a while. Also, we have a Ravelry group, and that is the Stringing It Together podcast group. Come over and say hello. We have multiplied in numbers thanks to our upcoming knit along. So I think we went from having 40 members to over 300 in the last 2 weeks. So that's just crazy. So if any of you are new to the podcast, hello and welcome. And if you're returning, thanks for coming back. I'm back in about 2 weeks, which is kind of magical. Yeah. Okay, so that's all the intro stuff. Let's talk about the knit along, shall we? Drinking tea. It is almond biscotti tea that my neighbor gave me. Hey, Hannah, if you're watching. She might be watching because she's a knitter and crafter and awesome human who I met at my new knitting group. Guys, I found a knitting group in Frankfurt. It's called, what is it called? Pints and Pearls. Come on. So we meet somewhere, and I mean, you could just get coffee or tea or, you know, like drink a beer and knit, and everyone is awesome and it's great. And the first time I went, I realized that my neighbor that she was my neighbor. We literally live in buildings that are like this far apart from each other. It's really weird, but really awesome. So anyway, she kindly gave me this tea after I complained last time that I wasn't finding good tea, and she hooked me up. She just brought a bunch of tea to the knit night, and she's British, so like she knows tea. And she's awesome. Thank you, Hannah. I'm enjoying it so much. Very good. I'm a tea slurper, sorry. Okay, knit along. So the knit along starts on Monday. Today is Saturday, October 8th. And on Monday, the Swatch Studio KAL starts. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So I am co-running it with Frenchie of Arohan Knits, and she's done a lot of the organizing, and it's being run over in my Ravelry group, which again is the Stringing It Together Ravelry group. So because of the KAL, that's why we have an influx of so many new members over there, which is awesome. So I can't remember the number of patterns that we have that we are featuring. Maybe I can check really quick. 15, 16, 17 patterns. Okay, awesome. And some of them do have discount codes that the designers have offered. So do go over there and check it out. There are some really beautiful patterns. There are 2 hats. One of them I designed. So if you bought my hat pattern recently, thank you so much. It means a lot to me. There's a pillow pattern on there. There's some shawls. There's a pair of socks, some other stuff. So go on over and check out the patterns and cast on Monday. It's going to be running for 2 months, and Frenchie has some amazing sponsors, you guys, because she knows what she's doing. Oh, sorry. Gosh, I'm so disorganized. Let me find, there are a lot, so I'm not going to tell you all of them, but just so you know, like for instance, one of the prizes is from the Fiber Company, which probably everyone knows, and you get a cowl pattern and 3 colorways. What? A set of mini skeins from Woolberry Fibers, project bags, lots of project bags and like patterns that people are donating on Ravelry. It's really awesome. So there are a lot of prizes. So get over here and do this KAL with us. And also, if any of you are makers, independent makers, and you want to donate a prize, just contact me. Probably Ravelry message is the best way. And that would be amazing. Yes, that would be amazing. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I need to post the list of sponsors on the group as well so that you can go and see how many awesome giveaways there are. It's going to be really fun. I am pretty sure I am going to make this sock pattern on here. I wrote it down. Did I write it down? I didn't write it down. The socks are called This Way Please by Rebecca Milton. Got it. And they're these cool lacy socks, but like simple lace. So I think I'm gonna knit those and that'll be really fun because I'm going on a shawl diet right now. Yes. Oh, speaking of, what am I wearing? I am wearing My Doodler by Stephen West in honor of his mystery knit along that began today. I'm not participating this year after some waffling, but not a lot of waffling. I kind of knew I didn't want to do it because I didn't love this process last year. I changed my colors a couple times after it started because I just wasn't happy with it because it's hard to pick colors for something you don't know what it will look like. And then I'm not sure that I'm thrilled with the end result. I don't wear it very often. It's fine, but I don't know. I just don't. I guess I'll take it off and show you mine as well. So yeah, this was the mystery pattern last year. I really like how this gray and the yellow play together. Like if this was a giant dotted raise, I think I'd be fine. I don't really like the yellow popping out at the edge. I wish I'd used the gray, but I didn't have enough, and I don't know. It's kind of a weird shawl. Let's just tell it how it is. Guiton. Someone wants to say hi. This is Guiton. This is one of my co-hosts. And she wanted to say hey. So say hey, Guiton. You can sit on my lap or go away. Okay, that was Guiton. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I have never been that jazzed about it, and it's fine, but I think I've realized, and actually a few other podcasters have said this recently, that they just find that they don't wear their things that are crazy colors. And they want to knit more neutral things. And that's kind of what I'm feeling at the moment as well. Although, you know, there's a time and a place. There are some days where I'm like, I'm going to go rock that doodler. So, I don't know, but it just doesn't happen that often. I don't know. Does that mean I'm boring with colors? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, the doodler. If you guys are doing the Mystery Luna Long, good for you. I'm really excited to see it. And if I like the pattern, then I can decide to knit it and like plan. But I also didn't have 4 colors in my stash that I felt would look good together, and I'm trying not to go too crazy buying yarn. So yeah, that's my story. But I did see a couple people's starts on there on like Instagram, and it looks really cool. So I'm really excited to like see it. I'm just not participating. Wow, that was a lot. Okay, knit along, Ravelry group prizes, look at those. Discount codes, look at those. I have a discount code for my pattern. Just so you know, it's called the Red Herring. Go knit it. All right, let's get to the actual knitting content. Although I guess talking about this was knitting content. Okay. I have a FO, and they are these socks. I had one last time I saw you, and I think, cast on the cuff for the other, but now they're both done. And they're really done. I even wove in the ends. Yeah, I didn't want to, but I did. So these are one of the Arnie and Carlos design line things. It's in the tin colorway, TINN. There's also a number associated with that. And if you want to see it, it's on, I have a project page for these. And then the contrast is Patton's Croix in the flax colorway. And yeah, this is my second pair of socks I've knit out of this ball. I had enough to do 2, which was cool. And still make them match. And I have some left over of like winding the ends up to get to the part for the second sock. One of them is, I think, slightly longer than the other because there's a little bit of blue creeping into this toe, but they're basically the same. I don't count my rows when I knit socks. I just kind of wing it. They're socks. It's fine. I'm not going to stress myself out. So those are done. And I wish I had sock blockers. I almost bought sock blockers in London. I went to London. Oh yeah, you would have seen that already because I'm going to put some London footage in the beginning. I'll talk about this later. I took a little trip to London to visit Nathan and it was great. And very last minute, which is why I didn't talk about it last time. Like I left on last Thursday and I bought the ticket on Monday. Just jet set it off to London. It was fun, but anyway. Why? Oh, because sock blockers. This is the episode where my brain doesn't work. I'm embarrassed. I made show notes, but I made them 2 days ago, so I'm not good at following. It's better to do it right before. Okay. Whips. What should I talk about first? Well, let's talk about the new cast on, which is in my awesome shark bag from Nomadic Yarns. I really like sharks, so I had to buy this bag. Love it. Okay, so this is, yeah, like I said, a new cast on. Hang on a second. I printed the pattern, but this is like, you can't really see the hat too well. But it's the Drift hat by Andrea Mowry. And I didn't get all that far on it, but it's happening. So this is, oh please have a tag. Oh my god, I don't have the tag. I'm gonna put what the yarn is down here because I don't remember. But it is Stellina. So it's my first time knitting, it's getting washed out. My first time knitting with Stellina yarn. And I'm enjoying it. It's nice. Yeah, it's a nice yarn. So I changed the pattern a little bit and I did a twisted rib on the ribbing. And there's also some twisted stitches written into the pattern. So I think that'll look fine. She just didn't call for it in the ribbing, but whatever. And I'm pleasantly surprised. This mainly has like cabling and stuff. There is a chart in this pattern. I knit one of her patterns before and it was a lace hat with like a pretty short repeat kind of thing. Like the repeat wasn't super big, but with lace, I want to read it from a chart and she doesn't chart her patterns, or she didn't. And it always drove me nuts. But this one has a chart. Although reading cables from charts, I don't know. I feel like it's, for this pattern, because it's pretty much every stitch is different. It doesn't follow a super short repeat or anything like that. I feel like I kind of have to pay attention to it the whole time, which is fine. It's just sort of tomato with reading the written instructions. But I'm happy to see that she started like using charting software. Sorry if I'm throwing shade, but like, you gotta do it. Okay. Yeah, so that's that hat. I'm knitting it on my high sharps. I went down in needle size. I didn't swatch, but the last time, the other hat that I knit from her pattern turned out to be humongous. Like, like so slouchy it was like a chef's hat on me, and I ended up giving it to my friend who has a big head. I say that with love. So yeah, I just went down because I don't want that for this hat. So there it is. It's barely a hat, but it has begun. Okay, I don't want to end this section on a bad note, so I'm just going to talk about the bad stuff now. What is living in my beautiful Fawn and the Fox bag, thanks Laura, is my Sizzle Pop. You will notice that it hasn't grown much. In fact, this sad amount is how much it has grown since I saw you last. So I did knit on it, but I had to rip it out. I don't know what I did wrong. I was marked where I had left off, I think, in the pattern, and I started there and it was going fine, and then it looked wrong. So I had to rip out brioche lace, which is really stressful. But what I did, because whenever I have to take the needles out and like really rip back, I get crazy anxiety. I think we all do. But I tried something new, which I set a timer, and I timed how long it took me to do it. Not because I was rushing, but just because it was nice to look back and be like, all right, that was only 11 minutes of stress. And it sort of helped me compartmentalize the fact that it wasn't really that bad. It was fine. So yeah, so I ripped back to basically almost where I had started. And I don't really feel like I messed up, because when it looked wrong, I went back and I was like, did I follow the pattern? Okay, yes, I did. I don't know. And my brain is having issues with this. It's not hard to do. I have to be present when I'm doing it, and it's written and charted. I'm actually reading from the written patterns, even though I know I just said that I like reading charts for lace. But this is called brioche lace, but I feel like it's really actually brioche cables, because there are a lot of like things that are like leaning, that are sort of like cabley, and there are some holes in here, but I feel like it's mainly brioche cables, and the chart doesn't give you really a visual of what it's supposed to look like. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna hope that like I did some stupid mistake, and when I do it again, it'll be fine. But I'm a little frustrated, which isn't helping the fact that I haven't really wanted to knit on this. But I really want it to be done, and once I get into the groove of it, I do enjoy it. So I'm gonna try to go back to this today and hope I don't scream, because I'm not really sure what I did wrong. There's my Sizzle Pop. Oh, and that's being knit out of Tosh Merino Light in the sort of gold color is Candlewick, and the other color is Earl Grey. There you go. Okay, so my next project is my portage cardigan, and it has a new home. This is a new bag that I got this week from Hannah Lisa. I don't know if she says Hannah Lisa. I mean, she's German, so I feel like it should be like Hannah Lisa. But I think she says Hannah. I'm the worst. Okay, but she is one of my like new Instagram besties. That sounds so weird. And she lives in Berlin, and she sent me a welcome to Germany gift, and it was so nice, and I really, really, really love it. So, and she sells these bags, so I'm plugging this bag because, you guys, it came at the perfect time, because I had it in my Lone Larch bag, which I love, but the sweater is getting huge, and it wasn't really gonna fit in there much longer. So it fits better in this bag. This is her tag. So you all can go and buy her bags. She has them listed on Etsy. Oh, and she's Hannah on the Road on Instagram. So do that. Okay, now I'm looking for something that I don't think I can find. Worst episode ever. Okay. Anyway, okay, let's open it up. I left this on here just because I wanted to show her off. Because she's awesome. Thank you so much. I love this. Like, the fabric is so cool looking. It has this beautiful teal zipper, and then the inside is so cool. And then there are all these pockets. So there's her logo again. She has this bigger pocket here, and then the super skinny one where I've been putting my cable needle, but it would also be perfect for a, you know, darning needle. And then, okay, this is like why my heart is singing right now. I'm gonna go ahead and take this out. It has these two smaller pockets with some holes and these double-sided, I don't know what these are called, thingies, clipper clops. And the reason that this is the bomb is that there are two of them and I'm alternating skeins and they're keeping my yarn separated. But then if you want to try your sweater on, since they have two carabiner, are they called carabiners? You can just unhook it because it's a double and take it out, except for I think I hooked my yarn on the wrong one, but I can fix that. Yeah, you can just like take it out. Your yarn is still fine. I'm loving it. These are not big enough to hold my like huge balls of yarn, but it doesn't matter. Like, they're sitting in the bottom of the bag and they are happy. I love it so much. I love it, I love it, I love it. And I have noticed that I tend to like my bags with interfacing for a smaller project, but for a huge project, I love that this doesn't have interfacing because it's already so big, and it's just nice that like it stands up by itself because it's got so much stuff in it. Oh, and she sent me a lavender satchel in the same fabric that the inside is in. So my sweater smells amazing and I feel relaxed whilst knitting it. Okay, so you probably want to see the thing here. Whoop, sorry. Okay, here it is. So you can see my little, I love this guy, little progress keeper, which is my little cat. I think Candace might have these too. Candace, do you have these? Why won't you focus? Why won't you focus? Anyway, it's this little cat thing. You can kind of see it from Hey Holly Ho Hum, and it's super cute. I like it. So that's where I was last time I podcasted. So I've pretty much doubled it. It's a lot blacker here. It's a lot more like speckly. But that's because I didn't start alternating skeins right away because I was bad. But anyway, it's getting there. It's a thing. It's a little vest. So I'm excited. I can't wait for it to be done. But I have some more work. But it's like solidly at my waist now. Why do I insist on putting this on? Is this really necessary? I guess I want to see it. Yeah, that's gonna be the bomb. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be so warm. I have been almost monogamously knitting on this because it's getting cold. It is officially fall and I want to wear it. And I want to knit other sweaters because I don't have that many clothes because I just emigrated. So I'm a happy camper. I'm loving this. Portage cardigan. I'm putting all the information down here and I love it. And Devin from Sopranoknits, if you're watching, better look out, girl, because I'm catching up. Okay? We're going to have like this Sue Laura unofficial race to finish the sweater. So that's the portage. Okay. So acquisitions, you just saw the amazing bag from Annalisa. And then, okay, so I mentioned I went to London, and what is a trip to London without a trip to Loop? And Nathan, who's my boyfriend if you're new, he lives in London, he had already found it on a walk, and I think I had already told him, like a crazy person, that I wanted to go there. So we took a lovely walk, and you would have seen some of the footage from it at the beginning, I think. We walked along this canal, which was so beautiful. I'll talk about this more, but it was a gorgeous day. And we went to Loop, and I got a bag. So this is their Loop tote bag. How could I leave there without one of these? So there it is. It's a great store, and I was kind of on a mission, but I'm excited to go back when next time I visit and he is busy and I can just go on my own, because they have so many books and I just want to like look at them all / buy them all. I wanted to buy everything, but I was pretty good. So the first thing actually is not for me. My friend Virginia from my new knitting group, when I told them I was going to London, she said, "Oh my God, will you go to Loop and get me something? And then I'll pay you back." And I said, "Yeah, duh." So Virginia, you probably will have this if you're watching, but just in case you don't, just close your eyes. She wanted a specific base, which was the Uncommon Thread. She said Sport, but it's actually a light DK. I made sure I asked. They were like, "We don't do sport weight in Britain." Anyway, that wasn't making fun of British people. I like the accent. Okay, so this is the color I chose. She wants to make a cowl out of it, and I thought that this would be super pretty. Bung. So that's what I chose. It's really nice. So it's not for me, sadly, because it's nice, but not for me. What I picked up is last time, if you recall, I was talking about how I bought these two skeins, which have fuzz on them, and this is Madeline Tosh, and I want to make a sweater out of these two, and then another contrasting color. And once they came in the mail, I wasn't happy with how they looked with things in my stash, so I wanted to find them a buddy, and I believe I did. I think that is going to be awesome. I looked at some brighter colors and I just thought, you know, this already has so much like rainbow neon in it that I just wanted something to kind of tone it down. And I think this is going to be great. I was thinking about knitting the True Friend sweater. I'm now changing my mind. I think it's just, again, like it's a cool looking design, but I think since it's kind of like crazy, that I wouldn't wear it a lot. And if I'm going to spend the time knitting something, I want it to be something that I'm going to wear a lot. I only have one sweater that's finished that I've ever knit for myself, so I think I want to build up a stock of like workhorse neutral-ish sweaters before I start knitting funky sweaters. I love funky sweaters. I have several funky sweaters, but yeah, I just want like kind of plain right now. So I have an idea of what I want. There are certain aspects from different patterns that I kind of want to make into like a Franken sweater. Part of me was like, oh, maybe I should try to design one. I don't know if I have it in me to like design a sweater. We'll see. I haven't decided whether to cast it on soon or if I want to wait for my portage to be done. But I think I'm going to try to clear either the portage or the sizzle pop off my needles before casting this on, because I'm a pretty monogamous knitter, and having 3 like huge projects I think would overwhelm me. But I'm really excited, and I think it's going to be beautiful. Oh yeah, and what this is Shalimar Yarns in the blue steel colorway, and it's the Breathless Face. It is like sinfully soft. It feels so good. It is 75% merino, 15% cashmere, and 10% silk. You guys, it's a fingering weight. It's amazing. And this one is 80-10-10 merino, cashmere, nylon. So this is just going to be a super luxurious sweater. This was not cheap, especially because the pound is back doing well, but it's amazing. Just look at those together. Isn't that going to be awesome? So I think what I'm going to do is as far as grouping the colors is that I'm going to have this be at the top of the sweater, and then the bottom and the bottom of the sleeves, like maybe from here down, are going to be this color. So it's kind of like that. I don't think I want to stripe it. I don't think. Who knows? Maybe next time I'll tell you something different, but I'm super excited about this. Okay. Skeins of my dreams. I feel like this has gone on for a long time today. Maybe it has. Skeins of my dreams. I want nomadic yarns, self-striping yarns in like all of the Harry Potter colorways. I've never knit with her yarn, but I'm watching a lot of you guys do it and I want it. Also, this is probably like sacrilege to admit because so many knitters are Harry Potter fans. Oh, and I'm a Harry Potter fan too. I had never seen the last 2 movies. I realized. I read all the books, Cool Your Jets, but I don't know why, I just never watched them. I think when they came out, I hadn't finished the books yet. So I definitely didn't want to see the movie before I read the books, so then I never saw them in the theaters, and then I just never saw them. So I corrected that halfway. So far, I watched the first one on the plane rides to and from London, and I'm kind of wanting to like cozy up with the last one tonight, so I might do that. But I really want some nomadic yarns. Oh, why is shipping to Germany so expensive? But someday I will get some. They're beautiful. Okay, dream knitting. I kind of just talked about that with the sweater. And I wrote down some sweaters that I was thinking of, like mixing up, but whatever. I'm not even gonna talk about those. Also, I want some mitts or mittens. And I'm thinking about that. Oh, wait, I forgot one Stash and Hats mitt. I went to, it's Regia, Arnie and Carlos. This is the Island colorway, which I had to look up because they don't put the names on them here. It's 3765. I just had, this was like an impulse buy because I was looking for something else in one of the department stores here, and I stumbled across the yarn section of a department store. And actually I went to another department store later and their yarn section was even bigger. What? So they had a lot of Regia, and once I saw that they had some Arnie and Carlos, which I really like, I had to buy it. It wasn't expensive, and my American friends will know that normally if you find it in a yarn store, it's like, I've seen it for like $17, $18. And this was €7.50. So that was pretty good, I thought. And I'll use it. It's fine. They also had some Regia Sport Weight. That was like this nice pumpkin orange color. And I was thinking about buying it, and then I didn't. But I'm still thinking about buying it, so I might go back for it on Monday. Because I might just join in the pumpkin KAL and either make some sport weight socks, which would be awesome, or some mittens. And I just got on Ravelry last night and started looking at sport weight patterns, so that could be cool. I want to cast on everything right now. It's the weather. But like I said, as a monogamous knitter, I am scared. I don't like having languishing whips. I don't do that. The only time I do that is if I'm sure I want to frog it, but I'm too emotionally invested at the time. So I need, then I'm like, okay, I'm putting this away until I'm not so invested in it, and then I'll rip it up. That's the only time. Otherwise, like this sizzle pop has been languishing and not being worked on, and that's bothering me because I don't do that. Anyway, that's my story. So I really think that's it for the knitting portion. Yeah. So if you just came for the knitting, thank you, and I will see you later. Please join in our knit along. If you like the podcast, please subscribe and like it and all that good stuff. I'm going to talk just a little bit of life stuff next. So if you want to stay put, it won't be long. Okay. As you saw, I went to go visit London. It was super fun. The last minute nature was just because I looked at my schedule and realized I didn't have a weekend free for the next 2 months, that I didn't have a performance or something. And Nathan is super busy during the week because he's in grad school. So the weekends are the only time that he really has time. And it's true. I went from Thursday night to Tuesday morning, and I spent Monday and Friday alone. Sad. So I did some touristing by myself, which was totally fine. Kind of sad because I miss him because he lives in another country, but what are you going to do? As you can see, I saw some nice stuff. Other than that, the premiere for my first opera that I'm doing here is next weekend, so that's exciting. We're on the stage now, and we're with the orchestra now, and that's fun. It's all going fine. My colleagues are really nice, and it just feels better now that pretty much everyone, not everyone, but most of the people that I interact with the most on stage and off stage know that I don't speak really great German, but a lot of them still speak German to me, which I appreciate. And yeah, like someone came up, I was knitting today when we were just kind of sitting around waiting to see if we were still had to be there or not. And someone came up to me and was talking to me about my knitting, and I don't know very much like German related to knitting because she knits too. And, you know, we were Google translating some things and figuring it out, and everyone's just been really nice about like, I don't know, I guess I thought that people would just shut me out and be like, okay, she doesn't speak German, forget her. But that really hasn't happened, so that's been really nice. And I've been doing a lot of teaching. I think I mentioned this last time that I'm teaching online. I'm teaching English online to little kids in China. And it's a funny job, sort of, but it's really great right now because I control my schedule, and pretty much most of the times that I open up as I'm available get filled with classes. And yeah, so if I need some extra money, I can just kind of do that. And for me, the busiest times in China are kind of the middle of the day for me when I don't have rehearsals anyway. So it's been really good. Just a way to make some extra money. So yeah, if anyone randomly is interested in that, do feel free to contact me because I can like refer people to the company. You do have to be a native speaker from North America, or at least with a North American accent. I don't know why, that's one of their requirements. And I know you have to have a bachelor's degree and some experience working with kids. But I didn't have any previous language teaching experience. I just played up my music teaching experience. And if you're a parent, you can play that up and whatever. So yeah. That was a random plug, but that's what I've been doing. I feel like I haven't been knitting an awful lot, but I've gotten some stuff done. So it's fine. Anyway, I just feel like I'm babbling now. I'm going to let you go. But again, please join in the KAL. It's going to be really fun. Yeah. So anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys hopefully in 2 weeks. Bye.